Yes then YouTube, we are back with another video on the Wolf of an Aston Villa podcast, brought to you by myself, Connor Wolf. Drop this video a like, drop a comment down below. I love to have an engaging conversation with you, and if you can please hit that subscribe button to my channel, that would mean the world to me. Also, I am proudly sponsored by Luke Roper, so if you do want to check out Luke Roper's website, luke1977.com, link is down in the description below. Use the code WOLF20, all one word, for 20% off your whole order, including sale items. And today, a little bit of a follow-up on yesterday's video, so let's just get straight into it. Clement Lenglet to Aston Villa. Here we go. Agreement reached on loan deal as Lenglet will travel later today. Negotiations revealed yesterday, now set to be sealed, waiting for documents to be signed. Player already agreed, and I think this, YouTube, it just makes perfect sense. I said it in the other video the other day, actually, about do we need more signings, that I really feel like if we're going to not persevere, but if we are going to be playing three centre-backs in a lot of the games that we're playing at the minute, well, then we only actually have Chambers on the bench that can cover centre-backs. So I didn't realise it until the other day that, like, we're actually short at the back, aren't we? And I think that is the Mings injury, and I think, like I'm going to probably just say again, it just makes perfect sense. With the Mings injury, doing his ACL, Lenglet on loan, it just makes sense. He'll be here for the season. Mings, touch wood, he'll be back by this time next season probably. He'll have probably just gone through pre-season. I just feel like it just makes perfect sense. The whole signing, he's played for Barcelona for a few years, was on loan at Tottenham Hotspur last season. And I'm not actually going to judge him. Sorry, I got sun in my tooth. I'm not going to judge him on that because, like we have seen at Aston Villa with a lot of our players under Steven Gerrard, just because you have a bad manager, especially under Ryan Mason and stuff like that, towards the second half of the season, doesn't mean you're a bad player. Look at John McGinn. Look at Douglas Luiz. Look at Ollie Watkins. Look at even Tyrone Mings, really. All of these players weren't very good under Steven. They were awful, really, under Steven Gerrard. Unai Emery comes in and he completely transforms these players. So it's why I'm not really overreacting. Say this was a signing and we're paying 20-25 million. That would then be where I'm a little bit like, yeah, I don't like that. You know, that worries me a little bit. But I feel like this is just kind of like similar with the Zaniolo deal. This just makes perfect sense. Getting them in on loan, almost a bit like a stopgap for a season. Because we don't know how Mings is going to recover from his ACL injury. We don't know how Buendia is going to recover from his ACL injury. They might not be the same player that they used to be. And if that happens, well then, that's when we then sign a younger player. So having these players like Lenglet, but then if they are still the same player, who knows, Buendia and Mings might even come back better. With Mings though, I don't mean to put a bit of a Debbie Downer. I don't know if Mings is ever going to be the same player anymore. To pick up an ACL injury like that at 30, that's bad. That's bad. So I worry for Mings in the future. I really, really, really hope that he does come back strong and come back the same player. I've got my reservations about that, just purely on an age perspective. It's going to be hard for him. I really do hope he does, though. He's represented our club, Aston Villa. You can't fault him over the last 3-4 years, really. Like, in terms of on the pitch, maybe you can fault him a little bit. But off the pitch, the way he represents Aston Villa as just a human being, he's just a great guy, isn't he? So I really do hope he comes strong. And Lenglet, for me, he's very good on the ball, by the way, YouTube. If any of you don't know what to expect from Lenglet, whatever you say his name, he is very good on the ball. Very similar to Pau Torres, and also similar to Pau Torres in the perspective that he does lack a bit of pace and physicality. Not pace so much, but he does lack a little bit of physicality. So it will be interesting to see if we do see Pau Torres and Lenglet together in a starting 11. I'm going to say probably not that many, is what I'm going to say. Probably, YouTube, not that many. The way Lenglet plays, just if any of you have ever watched him or just watched some highlights of him recently, he plays very similar to Pau Torres. He picks up the exact same positions that Pau Torres picks up. And it makes sense because if we are going to continue with the back three, like I said at the start of the video, we need another centre-back. Like, we do. We simply have to get another centre-back in the building, because if we don't, we're going to have issues. Like, we're in Europe now, YouTube. We have made it through the qualifiers. I know we're still got the second leg tomorrow against Hibs, but we have made it through the qualifiers. We are going to be playing Thursday, Sunday, nearly every week. We have to rotate. If we don't rotate, we're going to towards like January, February, our players are going to be fucked. Excuse my French. Honestly, our players are just going to be absolutely knackered. So we have to get these players through the door. I am going to go on a bit of a tangent now, not to do with Lenglet. I am probably expecting another attacker coming in by Friday, I'd say. I would say another attacker. Whether that is going to be a striker, I don't know. I'm not sure. Whether it's going to be a wide forward, whether it's going to be a winger, or whether it's going to be a type of player, kind of like a Zaniolo, that can play in multiple positions. I've noticed with Unai Emery, and I don't know whether any of you agree or disagree. Let me know in the comment section down below. Unai Emery does like to have players that can play in multiple positions, doesn't he? So I feel like maybe the next attacker that we sign will be of that ilk. A player that's not actually an out-and-out striker, but he can play up front. He can play wide left. He can play wide right. There's a name that has been going around on Twitter recently, and that is... Actually, I'm not going to say the name just because I don't know if it is true or not. So, I'm not going to say the name, but there is a name going around on Twitter at the minute. I would be a little bit underwhelmed if we were to sign that player. So, that is all I'm going to say. But yeah... Lenglet, let me know in the comment section down below YouTube. What do you think to the signing? Do you think the signing makes sense? Do we need the signing? Like Fabrizio Romano has now tweeted, which I'll show you again. Lenglet to Aston Villa. Here we go. When Fabrizio Romano says them words, it's a done deal. It's going to happen. It will probably even be announced. I'd probably say announced tomorrow, actually. I'll say a flight, like he's travelling later today from Barcelona, so he'll probably come over today, do his medical, sign all the paperwork, do the media work. And I would expect an announcement maybe tomorrow morning or maybe in the afternoon. Or maybe we even do it at the Hibs game. Who knows? That would probably make a little bit of sense, actually, to do it at the Hibs game, wouldn't it? So, yeah, that's when I would expect it to be formally announced by Aston Villa. But he is now an Aston Villa player. Although he hasn't actually signed yet, as it does say here. Waiting for documents to be signed. Until that's signed, he's not an official Aston Villa player. But he will be. Fabrizio Romano doesn't tweet, here we go, unless it's going to happen, like with the Zaniolo. So, it's going to happen. Let me know in the comment section down below, YouTube. What do you think to the Zaniolo, to the Lenglet news? Are you happy? Are you not happy? Are you kind of like me where you just... I'm not overly fussed about this signing. I'm not like happy. I'm not buzzing and I'm not angry. It's a signing that we need to make and it makes sense for everyone. Lenglet can come and play. He'll play a lot of games actually because of the way we're going to rotate. We're going to have to rotate being in Europe. And it's on loan, so like Zaniolo, it's just a no-brainer. It makes sense for everyone. So please, YouTube, drop this video a like, drop a comment down below, and if you can please hit that subscribe button to my channel, that would mean the world to me. Thank you for watching. Remember, spread the love and positivity. Be a positive man, attitude. Peace out. One love. Up the Villa.